welcome to part 2 of this Pilates Matwork session where we're using the band or a belt. We're going to carry on now sitting on your mat, and you want to use a yoga block to sit on, or you can just sit onto the floor itself. You don't need your band just yet, we'll use that in a moment. Come into your position where your feet have a little bit of space between them and the knees. Maybe the feet are flat on the floor, or your toes are lifted and just the heels are down. Your arms are reaching out in front and you're sitting up as straight as you can through the spine. So we're trying to keep a straight back and we're hinging backwards and forwards. So on your breath in, you're going to lean backwards and then breathe out, bring yourself forwards. Breathe in to go back and breathe out to come forwards. I'm going to do 3 more sets. You'll notice that the weight in the feet gets lighter, but try not to let the feet float off the floor. And you'll feel the tummy work as you go back, holding your spine really strong. When you finish there, you could have a quick stretch forward into long frog and a spine stretch. We're going to continue a few more hinges. This time we'll add in rotation. So knees and hips will stay still, just moving the upper body, twisting from side to side. Same arm position, same spine position. Breathe in to hinge back. Breathe out, twist your spine to the right, opening the right arm. Untwist and hinge forwards. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out to rotate. Breathe in to untwist. Breathe out to come forwards. We'll do 2 more to each side. Again, keeping a strong spine, so using those muscles of the spine, the pelvis, the tummy. Keeping the knees as still as you can, feet as connected to the floor as possible. This will be your last set. Again, you can come back into long frog, gently stretch your spine forwards, releasing off or offloading the lower back. Then from here we'll come into mermaid position. If you prefer, you can stay in long frog like I am here, your fingertips to the sides resting onto the floor. If you're happy with mermaid, you're going to bring your legs over to the right and have your bottom to the left. And we're going to have the right hand holding your ankle, lots of space between the knees, so the left foot resting on the right knee and the left hand onto the floor next to your body. Again, try to sit as straight as you can in your spine. Check that your shoulders and your hips are facing directly in front of you. And then on your breath in, float your right arm up to the ceiling. Breathe out as you softly bend the left elbow and stretch over to that side. Breathe in to pause, breathe out, lift yourself back and hold the ankle. Breathe in, left arm comes up, and breathe out to side reach to the right and come back to the center. So we're going to do 1 more set to each side, and then we'll add on a little variation. So now we're going to add on another rotation to the movement. It starts off the same, so you'll do your normal mermaid stretch to the left. Then you're going to twist your upper body and look down to the left hand, and then reach that right arm diagonally forwards in front of you. Untwist, the elbow softens, and then bring yourself upright again. Left arm floats up, a normal counter stretch to the right, and come back. So we'll do 1 more to each side. Breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Reach the arm. Breathe in to untwist, breathe out, come back. Breathe in, left arm up, breathe out to reach to the right. Back to the center. From there, you could have a quick long frog and spine stretch forward. Sorry. As in when you're ready, your legs are going to swing to the left and your bum to the right. So you've got that space for your hand to rest onto the floor, you're holding the left ankle. And we do the same again, starting off just the side to side stretches. So bum is grounded, legs are still, left arm floats up, and we side reach to the right. Breathe in there, breathe out to come back. Then the right arm floats up, side reach to the left, and coming back to the center. One more to each side, keeping the shoulders square to the front. No rotations just yet. Now we add rotation. Arm floats up, side reach. Twist to the right, looking down to that right hand, and reach that left arm. Pull it out of your shoulder. Untwist, come back up. Float the right arm up, counter stretch to the left. Come back to your center. Last one to each side. Side reach, rotate, reach the left arm, untwist, bring yourself back up, and your final counter stretch to the left. When you're back from there, come into long frog position if you want to, and again, let your spine gently stretch forwards. Big breath in at the bottom, breathing out as you come back up. From here, we're going to lie down onto your backs into relaxation position. So have cushions ready if you need them, otherwise you could rest your head onto the mat. You will need your band for the first exercise, or your belt. The first exercise and the last exercise on our backs. So bring yourself into a relaxation position, gently rolling down through the spine, head resting onto the mat or a cushion. Your feet hip width apart and parallel, pelvis in a neutral position. And we're going to hold your band up above your chest. So there's a fair amount of tension. Your arms are only as wide as your shoulders, and the palms face forwards, your fingers reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to start with a spine curl. So you tilt the pelvis towards your face, press your lower back into the mat. Lift your bum, bone by bone by bone. When you get to the top, arms reach back, and now the spine gently rolls back into the floor, bone by bone by bone. Pelvis comes level, and the arms return above the chest. Breathe out as you come up through the spine. Breathe in, arms go up and back. Breathe out, roll back down through the spine. And breathe in to bring the arms back above the chest. One last set. Creating lovely length in the lower back. Sending your bottom closer and closer to your feet. Arms return to the ceiling, and then leave your band to one side. We'll come back to that in a moment. We're going to come into moving through the top of the spine now rather than the bottom of the spine. So some curl ups. You can take away your head cushion, interlace your fingers together, hands behind the head. Resting the head on the hands to begin with. Make sure the elbows are visible out of the corner of your eyes. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, chin comes down to the chest, lift your head and roll the upper back forwards, looking down to the pelvis. Breathe in there. And breathe out as you roll back to the floor. Breathing in at the bottom, breathing out to come up. Breathe in there, and breathe out to release. We're going to do one more set, just to curl up on its own. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat today. We're going to come into a combination exercise now of a curl up with a spine curl. So we're trying to create really lovely length through the back line of the body. So let's start with your curl up. You're going to nod the chin to the chest, lift your head and roll the upper back away from the mat. So you're looking down to the pelvis. At the moment it is flat. Now we're going to tilt the pelvis towards your face. Press your lower back more into the floor. Now as your bum starts to rise up, your upper body will roll down and rest on the floor. Then you're going to lift your head back off the mat, and as you continue to roll your upper back off the floor, the lower back softens and rounds into the floor. Pelvis comes level. Take a breath in, Breathe out, tilt the pelvis, lift your bum as your head lowers to the floor. Breathe in there. Breathe out, lift the head and roll the upper back off the mat as the bottom rolls back into the floor. And we'll do 2 more in each direction. It's like a seesaw motion really, kind of pivoting through the midline or the mid part of the back. This will be your last one. We're going to keep the head down on the mat and then let your spine soften all the way back into the floor. Back to your relaxation position. Pop the cushion back under your head if you need it, let your arms come to your sides and then gently roll your head and your neck from side to side. Next we're going to come into some hip rolls. We're going to start nice and gently with the feet on the mat. So bring your feet together, bring your knees together. Float your arms above your chest, palms turned in to face one another. We'll roll the pelvis over to the right, but keep the shoulders drawing back into the floor, especially that left one. Come back to the center and roll the pelvis to the left. Right shoulder draws back into the mat. So you're challenging your arms to stay where they are, not letting them swing away from your legs, or maybe swing with the legs. Remember, the knees stay glued together, the feet glued together. This will be your last one to the left to even up, to finish. And then we'll add on a little bit more challenge with the legs coming into a double knee fold. So as and when you're ready, legs float up. Again, knees together, feet together. You could keep your arms still, or you can add in an opposite arm opening. So as your pelvis rolls to the right, maybe that left arm lowers down to the side and you look to the hand. Bring your arm back, legs back. Pelvis rolls to the left, arm opens to the right. Breathe in to come back. Breathe out to roll over. Breathe in to come back. We'll do, after this one, we'll do 1 more set to each side. Finish, you can give your knees a little hug to the chest. One at a time, bring your feet back down into the mat. Readjust your head cushion if you need to. You might have moved down the mat a little bit. And bring your arms down to your sides, resting on the floor. We're going to come now into a series of shoulder bridges. So shoulder bridge is where your spine is straight and just hinges up and down off the floor, rather than a curling spine, like your spine curl. So pelvis is in neutral to start. Your back has its natural curve, so encourage that lumbar spine to have its natural curve, the neck to have its natural curve. And we're going to keep your arms relaxing to your sides. You could have palms down or palms up. Feel that weight into the chest and keep it there. On your breath in, we're going to squeeze your bum and push your hips to the ceiling. On the breath out, we lower the bottom to the mat. Breathe in to come up and breathe out to go down. And we'll just do 2 more, just warming up the leg muscles. So now we'll add in a couple of variations to the shoulder bridge. So come back into your shoulder bridge. Keep your right foot on the mat, but float your left leg into a knee fold position. Lower your left foot and then lower your spine. Now we're going to always keep working the left leg. Don't yet change the legs. Come back into your shoulder bridge. Float the left knee up above the hip. Lower the foot. Lower the spine. And let's do 1 more. You'll notice that right leg is working harder. Anytime you need to stretch it out, please do. Don't feel you have to hold that leg position. So the next variation, we're going to come back into your shoulder bridge, back into that knee fold. Now keep the knee where it is, but lower your bottom down and push the bum back up. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. 1 last one. And then rest the left foot and rest your spine and your bottom. The next variation is like a little toe tap. So you come back into your shoulder bridge, left knee floats up. Now keep your bum lifted, try not to drop the bottom or to rotate the pelvis. Left toe taps forwards and pulls back up. So it's as though you're about to place your foot on the mat, but then you lift it back up. We do 4 in total. And then rest your foot completely and rest your bum completely. Remember, stretch out that right leg anytime you want to. We've got 2 more variations. Still working the left leg. Come back into your shoulder bridge, knee fold. Now extend that leg to the ceiling and bend the knee. Breathe out to stretch, breathe in to bend. Breathe out, breathe in. Rest the foot, rest your spine, and we finish with the last variation. Back into your shoulder bridge, knee fold, extend the leg. Now keep your leg long and high, but lower your bottom down into the mat and push it back up. Try and reach those toes to the ceiling. Breathe out to lower the bottom, breathe in to lift. One last one. And then bend that left knee, rest the left foot, rest the bottom and the spine, and let the legs both stretch out and have a little shake or a release. If you want to hug your knees to your chest, do that as well. So we're going to do that all over again on the other side. Bend your knees, feet flat onto the floor, arms along to the sides, and when you're ready, let's come to those 4 shoulder bridges. Breathing in to lift the bum, breathing out to release. So just working symmetrically through the body at the moment. Hips rise up level with one another. Hopefully they will stay level when we start to add in the leg movements. Then the next time your bum is up, left foot stays down, right leg floats up. Lower the foot, lower the bum. We'll do 2 more sets. Last one. Good. Now we add in the little lower of the bottom while we hold the leg up. So come into your shoulder bridge, knee fold. Keep the leg there, but lower your bum and push it back up. Breathe in, out to lower, breathe in to lift back up. Last one. Lower the foot, lower your bum. Remember to stretch out the left leg anytime you need to. Come now into the next variation. Spine comes up, right leg floats up. Now we do the toe taps, 4 of them. Keeping the right knee bent, we lower the foot just to tap the floor with the big toe, keeping the hips level. After the last one, rest your foot and rest the spine. And then we do 2 last variations. We come back into your shoulder bridge. Knee fold, and then extend the leg to the ceiling and bend. Breathe out to stretch, breathe in to bend. 1 more. Rest the foot, rest your bum, and last one to finish. Come into your shoulder bridge. Knee fold, extend the leg. Keep the leg up, but lower your bottom. Push the leg back up with your bum, and lower back down. And up, and last one down, pushing back up, bend that knee, rest the foot, rest your bum, and relax those legs. Give them a stretch and a shake. If you want to, give them a hug towards the chest, releasing the lower back. Feet into the floor, back to bent knees, and then grab hold of your band or belt again. And we're going to use this now for our straight leg circles, just to finish off mobilizing through the hips and stretching those muscles of the legs that we were working. So we're going to start off with your left leg straight and try to keep that foot flexed, so pressing the heel down into the mat. The right leg is going to come into a knee fold, and then you'll take the band behind your foot. If you're using a belt or a pair of tights, it's just behind the arch of the foot. The leg is going to stretch up towards the ceiling as high as you can bring it, as straight as you can make it. And then hold the band any way you want to. Try to relax the upper body and let your leg relax. So whatever is holding the leg, let that take the weight rather than your leg muscles working. So left heel presses onto the floor. Bring the right leg across your body to the left. Take it down, bring it out to the right, and bring it back to the ceiling. So we go across, down, out, and up. Trying to keep that left leg still and the pelvis as still as possible. So there is a little bit of work here for the tummy. When you've done 4, you'll reverse your circles, going out to the right, down, across to the left, and back up to the ceiling. Out, down, across, and up. Breathing out for half of your circle, breathing in for the other half. This is your last one. And then bend that right knee, release the band, and let's swap over to the other side. So left foot comes into the band. The leg is up towards the ceiling, the right leg stretches out along the floor, and the right heel, the foot flexes, the heel presses into the mat. Again, hold the band wherever is comfortable. Feel the weight of the leg dropping into the band and the weight of the leg dropping into your hip. When you're ready, bring the leg across your body to the right. Take it down, out to the left, back up to the ceiling. Across, down, out, and up. So again, the pelvis stays as anchored as possible. Right heel pressing into the floor. When you've done this last one, your 4th one, reverse and go the other way around. Breathing out for half of the circle, breathing in for the other half. So stretching all those muscles of the leg, inner thighs, outer thighs, back of thighs, and getting lovely movement into the hips. When you finish your final set, bend that left knee, release the band. You can leave it to one side. Either stretch up the legs out, let them relax, or again you can give your knees a nice little hug towards the chest. And whenever you're ready, feet come back into the floor one at a time. We are finished with part 3 and we'll continue, we're finished with part 2, we'll continue with part 3 in a moment. Really good work, well done.